Right, well, I'm going to get us started. Welcome, everyone. We're so glad that you're here with us today for this program, NYU Together, coming together during these incredibly difficult, uncertain, and challenging times. Really good to be together in community with you all. My name is Yael Shai. I'm the Senior Director of the Global Spiritual Life Office. And I'm really happy to introduce Muna Abdel Wahab, who is a student leader with Mindful NYU and the Mindful NYU Global Ambassador. Muna, take it away.
Hi, everyone. I'm Muna. I'm a member of the Multi-Faith Advisory Council and the co-president of Mosaic, the Interfaith Students of Color Coalition. I'd like to welcome everyone to this space and thank you all for joining us today. I'd also like to recognize our co-sponsors, NYU Global Spiritual Life, the Global Office of Inclusion, Diversity, and Strategic Innovation, and the Office of Global Services. Thank you for helping provide the space to bring us together as one community during this time. We're here to listen to some words of inspiration, gratitude, hope, and heartbreak from NYU spiritual and student leaders, and to provide some resources for self-care, support, and service to our community. I'd first like to introduce Melissa Carter, the Associate Director of Global Spiritual Life.
Thank you, Muna. At the core of the human spirit is innate goodness, kindness, love, and peace. At times of difficulty and uncertainty, our nervous systems can become quite dysregulated. Because of that dysregulation, it's very hard to reach for that innate goodness and kindness and compassion for ourselves and for others. Using the breath is a way to help us regulate the nervous system and soothe ourselves and build our resiliency practices. I invite you to join me in a conscious activity with either your eyes closed or open, whatever feels right to you, by taking a deep inhale in through the nose for a count of 4, and exhaling out for a count of 4. And again, in through the nose for a count of 4, and out for a count of 4. In for a count of 4, and out for a count of 4. One more as a community. In for 4, and out through the nose for 4. This breathing technique is scientifically proven to regulate the nervous system. Please use it on and off the cushion whenever you need a little self-soothing, and regulation. Many blessings to you all. Take good care of yourselves and each other.
Thank you, Melissa. I'm going to turn it over now to some of NYU's chaplains who are going to provide some words of inspiration, strength, and courage and support. I'd ask each chaplain to please introduce yourself and the communities that you serve.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Khalid Latif, and I'm with the Islamic Center at New York University. I would ask that you all join me in a short moment of reflection. If you're a person of faith, to a moment of prayer, and if you're a person who does not prescribe to a particular faith or any system of spirituality, to just be present in the moment of reflection and send whatever positive vibes and energy you can to enhance the experience for all of us. Hundreds and thousands of people have felt direct impact from the pandemic caused by the coronavirus. We come together today in hopes that they're guiding the footsteps of all those afflicted in this pandemic, and that our trust for them is deepened as our love and care for them is increased, so that we might come together with the best of ourselves at this time. For all those who are facing any type of difficulty or distress, we ask that you send upon them your divine peace. Send them only those who will be their helpers and supporters, and protect them from any further affliction, anxiety, or anguish of any kind. Open their hearts to receive all of the love that we are sending them on this day. Grant them peace, relax their fears, and remove from them any impediment that keeps them from doing all that they are able to do. The burdens of life sometimes seem too heavy to bear. The anxiety and anguish that sits inside of us feels bigger at times than the world around us. We seem to be surrounded by a darkness that is impenetrable. Our struggles are real, but your promise is true. With hardship, indeed, there always comes ease. Today, we ask you, for the sake of all people who need us to be better than our best, to make us from the courageous. Remove from our hearts any fears or inhibitions, and replace them with an ever-increasing boldness to live each moment as best as we can. The difficulties and hardships of the days that surround us create deep opportunities for revelations of all kinds. It has shown us the potential for greed and selfishness that exists amongst those whose only interest is their self-interest. It has shown us the beauty and courage of those who stand day in and day out at the front lines against it. It has shown us inequity in its ugliest of forms, and how race and class still dictate who has and who has not. And it has shown us who we are based off of our responses to everything that it has revealed. Help us to find meaning in these revelations, whether they are revelations of comfort or discomfort. Help us to carry with us always each other, and to remember all those who surround us with examples to aspire towards. Every doctor, nurse, and hospital staff member who risks their own health and well-being in order to save the lives of others. Every pharmacist, grocery store worker, emergency services provider who reports to work to provide for our basic needs. Every delivery person and messenger, postal worker, and driver who faces the virus every day so that we might not have further disruption to our daily routines. Every donor and contributor who has given to help those in need. Every person who has decided to eat a little less so their neighbor would not go hungry. Every young person who has picked up a phone and talked to someone elderly so they wouldn't feel alone. Every person who has sought to bring change into their own life as a way to bring beneficial change in the lives of others. Help us to carry always those who help facilitate for us, and to honor their sacrifices and struggles by making sacrifices of our own. When we look back to these days of social distancing and isolation, make us those who look back with full assurance, knowing that we did everything we could in our capacity to help others and did not leave anything behind. Where people are passing away and many more are falling ill, where so many have lost jobs and have no means for rent, food, clothing, or anything at all, where government has failed and children's schools have become distribution centers, where hotels and dormitories have become hospitals and operating rooms, where dying individuals still ask their doctors how much they will have to pay for getting intubated because their worry from no health care is greater than the pain caused by corona, where refugees sit in camps filled to the brims and there is no room for social distancing, where the incarcerated sit in infected prisons despite their infractions being tied to actions that are no longer considered a crime, where the undocumented are not considered human enough to receive a stimulus check, where a global pandemic became necessary for this march to be the first march since 2002 that no school shooting took place in this country, since all schools were closed due to COVID-19, where there is so much to be done in these days and there is no shortage of opportunity to be a means of strength, hope, love, and light for so many, where there is distress and agony, make us the source of calm, where there is hate and bigotry, make us the source of love, compassion, and wisdom, where there is indifference and intolerance, make us the source of consciousness and understanding, make us the answer to people's prayers and those who only do what is good. When our hearts are heavy and they are filled with darkness, bring people to us who illuminate them through kindness, compassion, and love. Make us always the reason that people have hope in this world and never the reason that people might dread it. Protect us always from hearts that are not humble, tongues that are not wise, and eyes that have forgotten how to cry. Forgive us for our shortcomings and guide and bless us all. Amen.
Thank you. Sangeeta. Unmute yourself.
So my name is Sangeeta Kausik. I'm the Hindu chaplain of NYU Hindu Center. Yael, you want me to read what I wrote about courage? Essentially. So some days are better than others. I'm not going to lie. The internal battle we face within our own hearts and brains is a difficult one, not made any easier with this horrid virus engulfing the world. Media just makes it more difficult and challenging. We're bombarded with the words social distancing, when in reality we are not. How are we socially distanced when all the ones that we love and are important to us reside in our hearts and our thoughts all the time and are all only a FaceTime, Zoom, WhatsApp chat away? We should change the above words to physical distancing, because that is what the entire world is doing to save lives and combat this horrid disease. Remember this, you're not alone. Have courage. There's not one man, woman, or child on this planet who is not suffering because of this pandemic. Whether it's mentally, physically, financially, regardless of our station in life, our faith, our nationality, our culture, the world is one right now under the mercy of this virus. If we all stand together in our thoughts and mission, but physically apart, we have a shot at eradicating this pandemic. According to Hindu scriptures, we are currently living in the Kali Yuga, or the age of Kali, a demon of ignorance, not to be confused with the goddess Kali. This is the age of destruction, which started in 3102 BC. Anger, wrath, ignorance will all grow. Religion, truthfulness, cleanliness, tolerance, mercy will all diminish with each day. Folks will rely more on technology, science than faith or scriptures. Sin, lying, poor behavior will increase. Virtue will fade. Depressing, I know. But have courage. To survive this age of destruction, scriptures were also given to mankind to lead us out of the darkness and into the light, and to live a life of righteousness and faith. For example, the Holy Bhagavad Gita was revealed at the start of this age, then the Bible, then the Holy Quran, etc. You ask, how can I, as a Hindu, believe all religious scripture is holy and the truth? Because Hinduism is called Sanatana Dharma, or the eternal truth, meaning all faiths lead to the same divine. The Holy Scripture, Upanishad, states Ekam Sat in Sanskrit, meaning that which exists is one. Sages call it by various names, or the paths are many, faith is one. Vasudeva Kutumbam, meaning the world is one big family. Universal truth, Satyameva Jayata, meaning truth alone triumphs. I end with this prayer. All Hindu prayers end with this. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May all beings, people in this world, everywhere be happy. May the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to that happiness. Peace, peace, peace. We are one. We will all get through this together. Be kind, be compassionate. Say thank you for every single day we have been given. Smile, say thank you to the staff in the grocery store, CVS, Dwayne Reed, our medical professionals, who are all putting their lives on the line to take care of us like one big global family.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Toyeon Park. I am the Buddhist chaplain. I'd like to invite you to bring loving kindness for yourself and others. So we can begin by taking full breath in and a long breathe out. And let's start by inviting loving kindness for ourselves. And as human beings, we all have moments of difficulty, challenge, of suffering. Take a moment to acknowledge the difficulties you've experienced or are experiencing now in your life. Now imagine someone you know who cares about you. It can be someone present in your life now or from the past. Now imagine this person responding to your difficulties with warmth and understanding. And allow yourself to receive their warmth and understanding, their wishes for your well-being and happiness. Now bring to mind someone you know who is having a difficult time. Let yourself free what you would wish for them. You may wish them health, happiness, and contentment. Now, if you are able, you may want to expand your wish of loving compassion more widely to anyone experiencing difficulty or pain. You may say to yourself, may their suffering be relieved. May they be well, healthy, and at ease. Thank you.
My name is Yehuda Sarna. I'm the executive director of the Bronfman Center for Jewish Student Life at NYU and the Jewish chaplain. And I don't know about you, but I've certainly felt over the past few weeks in the grips of silence. I've felt the silence. And in my experience of silence, silence can either lock us into loneliness, and I think of people who have no one with whom to talk, no one with whom to laugh, no one with whom to cry, no one with whom to be sick with, no one to die around, no one to grieve with. And I also think about the way silence can unlock solidarity. It can be the key. It can reinforce a kind smile. It can underline a knowing glance, just an understanding look. Even with people from whom we would normally feel like we were separate, somehow silence and not using words has a way of bringing people together. And so I'd like to invite all of us into a moment of silence, about 30 seconds of silence. And this time not to be at the grips or in the hands of silence, but instead to try to shape the silence and to change any silence that we might be experiencing or that others might be experiencing from the silence of loneliness into the silence of solidarity. And I'd like us to dedicate this action of shaping silence to all those who are connected to our NYU community who've passed at the hands of the coronavirus. And if this can be just our little way of dedicating something to them, may it be something of value. So I invite us all into this moment, this 30 seconds, where we can think about perhaps a moment of silence for us or for others, which has been loneliness, but then ways that that silence can unlock and can be the key to solidarity. in these moments when we are increasingly visually separated from each other, whether it's because we're at home or it's because we're on the streets wearing masks, let our eyes do the work. Let our eyes do the work that our mouths cannot do. Let us see each other and connect through the silence.
Hi, I am Natalie. I'm one of the chaplains here at NYU also, and I serve as the digital minister at Middle Collegiate Church. And I have a reflection here. We are here. We are here for all of us. We are here for all of us. That's why we are here, why we are here. We are here. Sometimes I go to the live stream site of the International Space Station, the HD Earth viewing experiment on the internet, and I gaze out at the vastness of our universe. And every time I do, I see something different. Today, as the sun touched the horizon, a bright horizontal line shot across the screen. And by the time the sun sank midway, another line had appeared, only vertical this time, creating a golden intersection on the screen. When the sun finally disappeared behind the earth and out of view of the camera, a curved pale blue line was the only image on the screen. It shrank until it disappeared and the screen went black. At any time, at least 1,000 people around the world are watching with me. Throughout the sunset, people bid one another good night or good morning in the comments section of the live stream, signing off until the camera is back in the light. Though I've never commented, I get such a sense of community on this page. By watching our Earth from a camera in orbit, I feel a wider sense of connection. Somewhere out there under that gaze, a person's life is ending while another one is beginning. Someone is grieving while another one rejoices. There is blossoming and there are implosions, and life continues to cycle. Science tells us every element on Earth was formed in a star, that everything that exists originates from stardust. If this is so, then all of those things happening all over the world are also happening to me. If this is so, then my connection is their connection. We are one. We are here. We are here for all of us. We are here for all of us. That's why we are here, why we are here. We are here.
Thank you so much to all of you, to Natalie and to all of you. I'd like to now introduce another one of our wonderful student leaders, Revitol Chevelle, a representative from the NYU Student Senator Council.
Well, on behalf of the student body, I would like to earnestly thank everyone from our community who is showing immeasurable courage during this crisis by helping on the front line, especially to NYU Langone medical workers, the staff at the Student Health Center, the staff at the Wellness Center, the staff for NYU facilities, service workers, public safety officers, and residence life housing staff. Also to the students, faculty, and administration who are fighting the crisis on other fronts by volunteering, donating financial support and resources, producing materials, conducting research, and creating opportunities like this event for people to connect across the distance. I think that this gratitude is really important for those people to know how much we appreciate that they're selflessly helping us. And also for us to be practicing gratitude, I think kind of creates a healthier mindset of connection between people, of I guess, getting out of our heads about the negative things.
Thank you so much. Isaiah Reynolds, another one of our awesome, wonderful student leaders on the Multi-Faith Advisory Council at Global Spiritual Life, as well as a student leader for Stay Woke and Meditate.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for coming out tonight and being in fellowship with each other. I know past couple weeks for me especially have been pretty tumultuous as we really enter some uncharted time, and it's really amazing to see familiar faces and to hear the insight from everybody tonight. So thank you all for coming, especially in a time where we're bombarded with messages of despair and maximizing our time and using it wisely and starting a business and writing our memoirs and, really focusing on things that might not matter. It makes it pretty hard to value our own self-worth and to really rest in the present moment. Despite these messages and our conditioning, I invite you in yourself and to really reflect on your own being and your presence as being worthy of kindness and rest. And this rest itself can be a form of resistance against these ingrained notions of grind, exhaustion, anxiety, and fear. I invite all of you all to find some way to adopt self-care into your daily routine, and whether that's just waking up and saying 3 things you love about yourself or that you're grateful for, or just doing a couple stretches in your room to make sure everything is flowing and working and still functioning. Maintaining this routine is really important in creating a barrier of positivity against the doubt and fear that flood us so quickly as we enter media and go about the rest of our day. Some other great resources are the meditation and yoga groups offered every week through Mindful NYU, as well as spiritual guidance available through the Office of Global Spiritual Life. Mental health services and therapy are always available at the Wellness Center, and you can always find community and amazing support through the LGBTQ+ Center, the Center for Multicultural Education and Programs, as well as the Center for Student Life. Staff and faculty can also find these resources through CareBridge. I invite all of you all to find ways in which you can give back to those on the front line if you have the capacity, and to always try and advocate for those who are frequently neglected during these times by checking out the Center for Student Life volunteer list. And it's a really great opportunity to make a meaning out of all of the chaos that we're going through on a daily basis. But regardless of how you choose to spend your time or not spend your time, or what you take away with tonight, I invite you to remain open to the ways in which this time can mold you, and always allow yourself to rest. You are worthy of it, and I wish all of you peace, wellness, and safety. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Isaiah. So Muna, I'm going to take us out with some closing.
Absolutely. Thank you to everyone for joining us, for our panelists, for providing this space, this healing process, and for making this easier for all of us with all your words of wisdom, peace, and love. Please feel free to connect with the Global Spiritual Life Office, the Office of Global Inclusion, and the Office of Global Services for more information as we learn more about the times that we're facing. And we're going to do a really short meditation to bring us back into our bodies, and so that we can go about our regular days. I invite everyone to close their eyes or focus on a specific point. And we are going to bring about a healing energy within ourselves, and start off with a count of 4 of breathing in and out for 4. Breathe in for 4 and out. Breathe in for 4 and out. And as you continue breathing in and out to counts of 4, I invite you to create within yourself a healing energy. I invite you to wish love upon yourself and upon others. I wish you love and safety. I wish me love and safety. I wish us love and safety. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of the night.